Hi Gemini, welcome to your weekly love reading. Let's see what's going on for you this week in terms of love. So you have the Wheel of Fortune or Destiny in reverse. The Ten of Cups or Completion in reverse. Judgment, self-reflection. The Four of Wands, Reward. The Fool, new beginning. The Four of Cups, boredom. The Six of Wands in reverse, or success in reverse. The Ten of Swords in reverse, endings in reverse. The Moon in reverse, or illusion in reverse. And the Queen of Wands, passion. We both have so much to learn and heal before we can align. I was wearing a mask to keep you in my life. I didn't realize it was keeping us apart. You're the first thing I think of when I wake up and the last thing I think of before I go to sleep. I've always struggled to feel good enough for you. Why does everything have to be so complicated? Okay. So what does this person want you to know? What I'm feeling with this person is they're not as mature as what you are, like emotionally. I feel this person struggles to know their true self, and therefore it's a struggle for them to really truly be able to see you in your truth and see the depth of this connection. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. I feel like your connection has been going in circles. This card is called Destiny in reverse. So I feel as though you're definitely soul family members. You've definitely known each other in past lives as well. But for many of you, I feel as though this person isn't in an energetic place to be able to meet you halfway, basically. And so things have been going in repeat because I feel like you've wanted destiny. You've wanted the completion of that Ten of Cups, the happy relationship. And it's like, in a way, they want that too, but I feel like they're not at a maturity level to actually be able to provide that. So, I'm just tuning into the energies of the cards as well. This person has been going inwards with the Judgment card, self-reflection. They're wanting some kind of reward, because this Four of Wands is called reward. They're wanting a stable relationship. They're wanting that to be the reward, and they're wanting the new beginning with you. If there was like a karmic cycle where you were going in circles, but then the completion seemed to be that dream not happening. The dream of the relationship not happening because this person kept going in circles. And it could have been on both sides, you know. You may have been really holding out for this person, but they may have been emotionally unavailable. And then you had that self-judgment, that self-reflection, and you've been rewarded with stability within yourself from what you learnt from this connection and diving into a new beginning, a new direction, because you may have got bored of things going in circles. But I feel like because this person isn't at the same level of maturity, I feel as though they weren't really looking for something as serious as what you were. And although they feel this connection with you that goes beyond just the 3D, they do feel like the soul pull to you. I'm getting the impression this is like a connection where you're not destined to end up together, but it's more like you learn lessons from each other because you're soul family and you had this soul contract to meet in this lifetime in order to learn certain lessons before you move forward again in different directions. And so this person, it's like their soul really loves you, but I feel like this person in their 3D life, it's like their mind is in a totally different place. You may even have like different morals, different life goals, totally different ways of seeing life. And I'm feeling that you're not like fully compatible. Because if you're honest with yourself, like if you look at the present moment, what's happening right now, then this person is nowhere near being the person who can provide you with what you're truly wanting. Like if you're being really, really honest with yourself. So there's needed to be self-reflection. So there was a missed opportunity here. I feel like this person just couldn't see the opportunity that you were giving them. They couldn't understand the love that you were giving them, because they were just focused in a totally different direction. Like they felt this deep magnetic attraction to you, but it's almost like there was no way that they were able to interpret that, like the true meaning of that. To them, it's like they kind of took that for granted. Although they felt like the deep connection or the chemistry, it's like they interpreted it differently to you. Like they saw it as intense physical attraction, they saw it as intense excitement, and they felt this level of love for you on the soul level. But I just feel like it's not in your soul contract to end up together, and so that is why this person wasn't as invested in your connection as you were. It's literally because their soul wouldn't have been able to meet you halfway, and so they couldn't even see that. Like they couldn't even see the depth of love. Like I don't feel like this person understands love in the way that you do. There's a sense of like immaturity about this person, just very inexperienced, and so it would be like trying to match the queen with a page kind of energy. I feel like this person's more fun-loving, and I feel like they will likely meet their match like in the future, and it will be someone who's far less awake than what you are, but it will be a good match to them. That person will be at a similar like level, like spiritually, as they are, but you're destined for someone who sees life in a very, very similar way to what you do. So you're going to attract someone in the future who is as awakened as you are, who's going to have the same morals, the same goals. It's just going to flow easily. So this person, this is what I'm picking up on, is this person's higher self coming through and basically saying it's not personal. Do not base your sense of self-worth on this person's actions towards you. If this person isn't committing to you, it's absolutely no reflection of your worth at all. So don't place that power in this person's hands. This person and no one else outside of yourself has any authority to determine how worthy you are. All it ever comes down to is what you believe about yourself. So you may have placed that power in this person's hands to determine how you feel about yourself. They're saying take back that power now. because that was an illusion. This person isn't capable. They're saying this person's nowhere near capable of giving you what you deserve. And that's not a reflection of you. It's just saying that you're on different, it's almost like you're in different grades of spiritual school or life school. You're in different grades. You're about to graduate. They're in kindergarten. They're in primary school. So what their higher self is saying to you is they missed this opportunity because literally they wouldn't have been able to see this opportunity if it was right under their nose. It wasn't their focus. They can't see something if they're not awakened, you know? It's like, what was I going to say? It's like infrared light, or, you know, spectrums of light that we cannot see with our eyes. But if we evolved enough, we may be able to see those spectrums of light. But people who hadn't fully evolved, they still wouldn't be able to see that spectrum of light. So this person couldn't see the love. They couldn't understand who you are or what this connection was about, because, you know, they hadn't had that experience. They hadn't awakened enough to be able to see it. Even if it was right under their nose, right before their eyes, they still were blind to it. And partly it's because they have soul contracts with people who are more on their same kind of level, and they would have been more like drawn to those people on their own learning level. So success in reverse, or Six of Wands in reverse. This person, they didn't feel good enough in life in general is what I'm feeling. So they're more worried about what people thought of them, or trying to look good in other people's eyes. So they were very much about playing to the crowds, playing to their group of friends, or whomever it was around them. They didn't have any clue about who their true self is. It's just someone that's very conditioned, and they fall into that conditioning very, very easily. And they don't realise, like, they have no clue that they're living a conditioned life. And you know, this is, I'm not saying this in an insulting way. We all go through this in all our lifetimes pretty much. Initially we're asleep in life. In previous lives, when we were less experienced on this earth plane, then we would have been asleep a lot of the time. Ten of Swords in reverse. So endings in reverse, illusion in reverse, passion. So with this Ten of Swords, I feel like there's been a lot of heartbreak. There may have been a lot of betrayal there, you know. But this person, at the same time, they may not have wanted you to leave. You know, they may not have wanted to commit to you, but they didn't want you to leave either. They felt some sort of codependency upon you, and you may have done as well. But I feel like it was kind of like a toxic connection with all these 10 swords. This is the card where the person's traditionally shown as being stabbed in the back. It's about an ending. There was a struggle to let this relationship go on both sides, and often that's because we're taking something personally, and subconsciously we're still trying to prove, almost like to our inner child, that this person is going to turn around and commit to us and love us, in order for the inner child to feel lovable and worthy after all. You know, this person could be a subconscious reflection of the wounds that you experienced in childhood, and then the inner child tries to get like that substitute parent or the substitute love to turn around and commit and love us, and then we subconsciously believe that's going to heal the inner child wound. But we need that self-reflection. We can only heal that within ourselves, and then we stop giving people on the outside the power to determine how we feel about ourselves. I feel like that's the lesson in this connection for you to learn. This person isn't going to learn much at all, is what I'm feeling from the connection. But they're going to help you learn a lot, and that's part of the soul contract. So illusion in reverse. This person has a lot of fears, a lot of addictions. This person's in a lot of self-denial, in denial about a lot of things in life. Definitely in a comfort zone. But they're saying this whole connection has helped you come out of illusions, helped you to take back your personal power, helped you to love yourself more and know that you deserve much better. It's helped turn you into this Queen of Wands, where you have a lot of passion and you have a lot of self-love. And I feel like you're moving in a new direction. So, you know, that was like their higher self wanting you to know. Basically, it wasn't personal, whatever happened. We both have so much to learn and heal before we can align. So yeah, there was a lot of learning to experience in this connection. For many of you, I don't feel like you will align, like in this lifetime. You know, you may in future lifetimes, but I feel like this person is not like your primary soulmate, or is not your twin flame. For many of you, I was wearing a mask to keep you in my life. I didn't realize it was keeping us apart. So yeah, this person, before they even met you, I feel like they were all about what people think of them, and then they were trying to forge some kind of success, or fake some kind of success, fake like confidence, may have even come across as arrogance, which is always an indicator that it's been faked, because deep down they don't feel good enough. So yeah, they may have tried to appear confident or cocky, but ultimately you were wanting something genuine, something real, and that was their downfall. You're the first thing I think of when I wake up, and the last thing I think of before I go to sleep. I've always struggled to feel good enough for you. Why does everything have to feel so complicated? So I do feel like this person, there was a time when they were thinking about you all the time. They felt obsessed. They were thinking about you morning and night. But there is that Four of Cups, the boredom card. I feel like things were going in circles because it wasn't meant to be about romance and about being together. It was about a lesson, deep lessons, you know, not in terms of a punishment, because your soul family, your spirit guides know that everyone needs to go through lessons. Sometimes they're difficult lessons, but it's in order for us to learn that self-love, so then you have inner peace, and then, you know, you can attract someone true, someone genuine, someone who's your vibrational match. So if you would I nearly forgot these messages here. What do they want you to know? Ego high. Yeah, this person was on an ego high in your connection. They knew how much you liked them or loved them or wanted to be with them, and they you know, totally ran away with that. That made them feel that ego high, and they took you for granted. They, you know, they liked to feel that you were chasing them. They didn't have the self-esteem, so they latched on to that validation that you were giving them on the outside, but became very arrogant about it, is what I'm feeling. I feel too much for you. So this person, they did not like feeling obsessed with you. They did not like feeling this magnetically drawn to you. And so they pushed it away, they denied it. You know, they weren't willing to have something deep, basically. They just wanted to be in their comfort zone. They wanted to impress their friends, is what I'm feeling. They may have been a womanizer, some of them, a player. Not all of them, but for some, that's definitely what I'm feeling. And so they weren't expecting to feel too much for anyone. And with you, they did. And they didn't like it because they wanted to appear strong and like they didn't have any emotions, because they believed that strength was being emotionless. So that is likely what they learned from their parents or their friends around them, that, you know, having emotions and being emotionally vulnerable is a massive strength. So you have to have a lot of courage to do that. Tower moment. So yeah, things came crashing down. There is that illusion in reverse of something revealed, which created an ending. Something revealed which made you realize that things were going to keep going in circles. Maybe they kept giving you false promises with no real intention of following through and delivering those things. Two have come out here. Leap of faith, chasing. This person, they enjoyed you chasing them. That's what gave them that ego high. But they may have chased you at times as well, if they felt like you were getting bored of them and you were moving on. You know, a part of them didn't want that. They wanted, it's almost like they wanted drama. They wanted the roller coaster, like it was exciting to them. They weren't taking it seriously. Leap of faith. So it's interesting because there's the Fool here as well. You may hear from this person again. They may want that new beginning with you. But again, I feel like this person isn't at the maturity level to give you anything healthy, anything stable or dependable. So if you'd really like to become the vibration of deep self-love, become that love vibration so that you attract that reflection of your own vibration back to yourself, you attract a deep soulmate connection or your twin flame, then I highly recommend my meditation, which is called I Am Loved, I Receive Love. And in that meditation, I help you to connect with your spirit guides, and I help you to really see yourself through your spirit guides' eyes. And your spirit guides always know that you're worthy. They always know that you're lovable and that you're good enough, and they always wish that you would know that about yourself. And so I help guide you to heal past painful experiences, mostly about rejection and abandonment, those times in your life which created a subconscious story in your mind that those things happened because you're not good enough or you're unworthy. I help you to let go of those illusions, those stories that really block us, and I help you to rewrite those stories to be more about self-love. And then you become that love vibration, that self-love. And whatever we become is what we attract into our lives. And the meditation can really get you into that energetic alignment to attract the person that is destined for you. You know, whether it's this person, you know, I really don't think that's likely for 99% of you. It can really help you attract the right person for you, the person that you are destined to meet. So thank you so much. Take care. Bye.